A letter from Mike and Joe Fario of Milwaukee, Wisconsin says, "We don't believe in the meltdown test with Corningware, the new line cooking glassware. Corning states they can melt down a metal pan in their new cookware. We would like for you to test this out on your program." Now, to do this, we must first find a place that has a burner that can safely heat up to 1,500 degrees or more. And we found it. The United States Testing Company. It's an independent lab that specializes in the testing of all types of consumer products. When we arrived, they were right in the middle of testing the fire-resistant capability of one type of wooden roof shingle.
The objective of this test is to ensure that when the specific roof system is subjected to the flames, that there will be no sustained flaming or penetration through the underside of the test deck. The test was halted prematurely because during the second cycle we observed flaming on the underside of the test deck, which constitutes a failure of the test.
Well, it's obvious that these guys are really tough. But can Corningware Vision's cookware possibly pass its fiery challenge? Turning an ordinary saucepan into sauce?
Personally, from the standpoint of the material on its own being able to withstand such a high temperature, I find quite impressive.
And the challenge began. The Corningware pot was placed over the opening of a gas-fired furnace capable of reaching temperatures as high as 2,000 degrees. Special temperature sensing devices were put in place and the valves were open. All we could do was wait, and the tension mounted. After approximately 7 minutes, the temperature had reached 676 degrees centigrade. As nothing had happened, the gas was increased. At 10 minutes, the temperature had reached the level at which the aluminum pot melted on the commercial, 850 degrees. But still no melting pot. It glowed at this tremendous temperature for over 14 minutes, and there was still no noticeable change. The gas was turned even higher. "30 minutes passed. The heat was up to an incredible 910 degrees centigrade. That was 1,662 degrees Fahrenheit. And still, the aluminum pot had not melted. We were starting to worry. Could the glass pot possibly explode? Fearing the possibility of an accident, we decided to shut down the test. Although Corningware survived those high temperatures, the aluminum pot did not melt like on the commercial. And, wait a minute. The aluminum pot did melt. As a matter of fact, part of it actually turned into molten aluminum.
Well, it looks like it passed the fight back challenge.
And yes, obviously, the Corningware Vision's cookware passes our challenge with just a few burns on the bottom. Now, the aluminum pan obviously was completely destroyed. But I got to tell you something. Don't get any ideas and try to do this at home. Do your own test. Your range would never produce that much heat, first of all, and if it did, it could be very dangerous. That's why we went to a special lab to do our challenge. I want to thank Mike and Joe Fario of Milwaukee, Wisconsin for sending us this challenge. And what we're going to do is we're going to send you each a Fight Back t-shirt.